Shalom.
So,
Shalom.
It's your brother's Great Millstone Charlotte. Come up with another quick live lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Another burning the morning oil, early this morning. First and foremost, we want to start by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakah HaKodash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
So, we're just gonna touch on this article real briefly, man. Because as you can see by the title, all these things they do, are for the sake of control, man. Right? Esau Edom is in the process of trying to create a perfect slavery, right? So that these people have no way to escape, right? But we understand the only way out is through Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. But we're watching them put all these measures in place to have complete and total control over the masses. Now, just one aspect of that, going into this article, it reads Bill Gates declares everyone on Earth must prove their identity using his global digital ID system, right? Now, reading on, it says in a post on X, formerly known as Twitter, Gates complained that there are hundreds of millions of people still left in the world who lack ID that proves their identity. Now, we're going to see with the push of this next lockdown, right? The jabs that they're going to push as a result. These IDs, right? These like they were talking about the passports, related to the jabs. All these things are going to start to circulate the airwaves again, right? And we're going to probably most likely see a greater push towards pushing these things upon the masses, man. You know, that's why you're starting to see it. These ideas being floated around more often. It says, according to Gates, the modular open source identification platform is a global solution for rolling out digital IDs for the entire human race. Now, if a brother could get that revelation, because this is exactly what prophecy is speaking on, man. Right? When it says he calls it all, right? It means he constitutes this, as something that the entire globe must get, man, right?
Mhm.
That mark of the mark of the beast, that hour of temptation that come upon the whole earth, man.
this is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 15. It reads, "And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed."
Right? And that image, is this system, man. Right? This Babylonian way of life, these Babylonian customs that have been transferred, throughout time, starting with the Romans, right? This is just the rebirth of that Roman Empire, that Roman system that we're taking part of today, man. And these people, as I've said before, um, what's the word? Convenience is going to lead to compliance, man, right? So people they love this system, they love this way of life, they love the things that this world offers them. So they're going to give themselves over to this mark, man, right? That's why it says, these people love the image, man. They bow to the image, but the Lord created a elect group that would not bow the knee, as the scriptures read, man, right? And these are the men who are going to be killed, those who lose their lives and those who also being killed, as in they're cut off from society, man. They're cut off from these worldly pleasures, man. They're cut off from, access to use this world, right? To have some type of gain, man. And that's what we're about to start seeing getting pushed in these coming months, man.
Mhm.
Verse 16, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma in their right hand or in their foreheads."
And that's going to tie into this, like it says, that modular open source identification, digital ID, right, as that global solution, right? The entire world is going to have this thing forced upon them. This is the hour of temptation, right? That MOTB, that buy or sell implantable device, that's going to that's going into your body, right? It's not a philosophy. It's not religion. It's not the white woman. It's not Jesus Christ, right? It's an actual device that they're gonna push upon you, and you're gonna either have to deny it or take it.
Mm-hmm.
I get a quick
You can
question.
read. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Con. This is Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 28. I want to get I'll read. It says, "Ye shall not make cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am the Lord." Now, when you go into this word cuttings, it's a lot. You Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans are not to take it. All right. Let's see. The word for marks, it says kwai kwai, and it says incision, imprintment, tattoo, or mark. And then when you go into it, in the Hebrew Chaldee lexicon, it says stigma. You see, so to reiterate, the nation of Israel is not to take that charagma.
Okay.
Keep reading.
Yeah, you can read down to 17.
Okay.
Oh, for sure.
Verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell. This is Revelation 13 and 17. It says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
Hmm. So your ability to buy or sell, your ability to maneuver throughout society is going to hinge on whether or not you take this device, right? Whether, because they're talking about it as if these things are independent of each other, but all these things tie into the same thing, man, right? Whether it be the identification, the CBDCs, right? The brothers have been going into Whole Foods, how they have the scan your palm to pay, for all that. All these things tie into this mark of the beast, man, right? And we don't know if it's just gonna be one, because these people might have to take multiple chips, man, right? Because the scriptures talk about that grievous sore, that's gonna come upon the people, as a result. So it could be that people gotta take 3, 4, 5 chips, and that
Right.
radiation is gonna cause those wounds, man. But
Mm-hmm.
this is something that we've been expressly. This is the prophecy of prophecies right here, man. Right? This is what your salvation hinges on. Whether you take this or not.
Because like when you go into, you said the radiation, it could cause like cancers because the body is not used to, something that's not like a foreign object. So pretty much, to have those different cells rushing to that specific area, causing that excess growth. But I got a quick one. This is
Okay.
2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11. It says, "Lest Shaitan, Satan, should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." Now it's no coincidence that this devil, since like, since like the year 2020, has pretty much been doing like the real ID, over the last couple like 5-10 years, doing the online banking, pretty much tying into that, getting the people desensitized to that digital, because that's going to lead to the charagma.
Hmm. Exactly. You had something I thought one.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
This is Genesis chapter 10. So like Genesis chapter 11 and verse 5. And the Lord Yahweh came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men builded. All right, speaking of the Tower of Babel, which we see in this new system, this new age, is being revisioned under this NWO system, right? This one world government, right? One world religion, right? All people under one, right? This is the same exact system that was tried to be established thousands of years ago. Continuing on, verse 6, and the Lord Yahweh said, behold, the people is one, and they have all one language. Okay, because at that time, the language that was spoken was the Hebrew, the Lashawan Kodash, right? But, right, their language can also be tied to their conduct, right? And we see the conduct of these people underneath the vibration of the Edomite hegemony, okay? This is the things that are being discussed and accepted. Continuing on. And this they begin to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. Now, when you look up that word, imagine, grab it right quick. So, The word imagine, so like you keep trying to pull this up, it's crazy. The word is Strong's H2161. It goes into purpose, to plot of evil intent, devise. Okay, so under this system, this hegemony, where they're planning to do, they're fully set in their mind in this plot that's evil, right? To micro hip the entire world. These people are fully set in their ways to commit this act. Verse 7. Go to, let us go down, speaking of the angels, and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. And again, the languages were confounded. You know, the nations were given different languages, but again, they were devised. They had their minds set up together to devise this plan, but the Lord broke it up. He sanctioned it to be broken up. Okay. So that's the exact same thing that's being prepared to happen at the end of the day with this NWO system, this one world order.
Yeah, precept. Line back off. It's Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse 9, because pretty much that was a Tower of Babel, you see. But now, you know, like when you look at towers, that's something that you like pretty much you confide in. And what is that tower today? It's representative of you know, the money system, because it's all going to transfer over to that Karagma. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse 9. It says, the thing that hath been is that which shall be, and that which is to slot, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there's no new thing under the sun. So pretty much the same thing that occurred in those days is what we see happening now. That's why they're trying to switch over to that Karagma. You know, while they're pushing that, you know, they're at odds with each other, but the whole time, you know, they're all doing the same plan, the NWO.
Exactly. That whole, you know, Tower of Babel was the first iteration of that one world system, man. Right? And that tower, you know, was that idol, you know, and it was a symbol of salvation, you know. So that's what this MOTB is going to be presented as, you know, salvation, you know, from the calamities that people are going to be going through, you know, out here in the world, right? Because before they full on push it, right, you best believe, you know, shit is going to be, you know, going haywire out here, man, right? Because people aren't going to accept that, you know, if everything's going smoothly. You know, they're only going to accept it when they start losing things. They start losing comforts, right? They start losing jobs. They start losing money. They start losing opportunities, right? That's when they're going to look at this thing as something that can come and save them, right? To their detriment, you know?
Yep. Same with the juice packet.
Yep.
When everybody couldn't walk outside and fuck off and do whatever bullshit and folly they wanted to commit, people were adamant for people like, come on, man, let's all go down there and get this shit in our body. We don't know what it do, but fuck it. I want to go outside. I want to see big booty bitches. Come on, man, you fucking right. And they're gonna be the same exact way, even worse, because of how this preparing to crack the system in order to establish new order.
God, I'm gonna keep going this article real quick. It says critics of Gates' globalist approach are raising the alarm about how a global digital ID system would exclude people from society if they refuse to comply with the technology or are blocked from using it. And whether we went into a few weeks back, right? They were talking about how you would be pretty much exiled from society if you didn't receive the implantable CBDC C hips, man, right? So all these things are lining up, right? It says the system appears to be inspired by China's social credit score system and modeled after India's controversial state digital ID system, which was rolled out in 2009. So all these things, you know, they do the test runs in these other countries before they bring it over to Babylon, because they know these Babylonians are the only ones who are going to have a fierce uprising, right? So they do the test runs, so they know how to quell, you know, the masses, you know, to keep the voices to a minimum, man.
Yep.
Let me see. It says in China, where digital ID is a requirement for travel, online access, managing personal finances, and even buying food, the system locks people out of society for failing to comply with the government's rules. And so that's what we're about to see, man. And just another reiteration, of China's social credit score system, right? The scriptures talk about a man shall become an offender for a word, right? So the things that we're saying are making us an offense, to Babylon the Great, to Esau Edom's power structure, man. So when brothers refuse, to take this charagma, right, and any iteration, therefore, this is what's going to have us be kicked out of society, man. This is why, the scriptures talk about be ye as pilgrims, man, right? Because we're not going to have the luxuries and the comforts, of Babylon the Great. But the Lord has already had things, prepared, for His elect in those times, man.
Come. Hey, if I could add to that point, right? We're not gonna have the luxuries of this society, but you got to think about the times and seasons that we're coming into, right?
Right.
As the scriptures always tell us to do what? Measure the times diligently within itself. As we know, we're entering into a failing society, right? We know that there's going to be famine, there's going to be lawlessness, there's going to be pillaging, looting, robberies. Like this society is about to be out the way, right? So with that understanding, we shouldn't even be concerned of, well, damn, man, I ain't gonna have access to go to the grocery store. Yo, the Lord gonna make a way.
hmm That's it. It's Isaiah 65:13. You know,
Yep.
so that's what our hope is in. That's what our faith is in. And if a brother want to get that, you can.
Yeah, I got
These
it.
are things that we got to continually be meditating on, in the times to come.
I got it right here. This is see here. Isaiah 65:13. Therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh power. Behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit.
Right. So that's like that howling for vexation. That's for 2/3. Right. That's for these heathen out here. Right. That's for these unbelievers. That's for those who are destined, to take part in that second death, man. Right. The 1/3, the elect. Right. The chosen few. Those are the ones who are going to be protected, man. We're going to eat, we're going to drink. We're going to have, we're going to have to go through our afflictions and adversities during that time, right? But the Lord has provision set for us. Lord willing, we be of that number, man. So we don't have anything to worry about, right? We just got to, maintain and endure. He that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved, right?
And the things that we'll go through is not to destroy us as it is for the wicked.
Right.
Right? If I could grab a quick precept, this
Okay.
is 2 Corinthians 12:10. Therefore, I take pleasure in infirmities and reproaches and necessities and persecutions in distress for Hamashiach's sake. For when I am weak, then am I strong. Okay.
hmm
So when Yahweh Shem Shai sees us going through this time of persecution and distress, as the scriptures tell us, a standard is going to be lifted, man. So we don't have anything to worry about. We just got to stick to the script, right? Is whatever comes upon us, hey, take it cheerfully. It's all a part of the script, you know.
hmm
Everybody likes that little underdog story. Shit, we coming from the trenches with it.
Right.
It's the greatest underdog story of all time.
hmm I know, right? It wouldn't been as entertaining, if we stayed on top the whole time, man. You know,
Exactly.
you
Wouldn't be
gotta
entertaining.
you
We had to go through.
exactly, exactly. Could a brother get Psalm 12 and Read 2 through 4.
I get it.
I'm just going
I
back
gotta
into.
hop off in like 2 minutes, Hakeem.
Okay.
This is Psalms chapter 12,
You can just read straight through, and then we'll close out.
verse 4.
2 through 4.
Okay. This Psalm 12, 2 through 4, it says, They speak vanity, every one with his neighbor. With flattering lips and with a double heart do they speak. The Lord shall cut off all flattering lips, and the tongue that speaketh proud things. Who have said with our tongue, who have said with our tongue will we prevail? Our lips are our own. Who is Lord over us?
And that's what we're seeing these elites do, man. That's why you're seeing, they're making these bold proclamations. That's why you see, they're going to cause everyone to have to partake in this system in order to maintain some level of comfort in society, man. But through starting with the spirit and probably how about Shemal Shai that's working with our elders and apostles and the men on down, right? We're giving you these warnings, these spiritual forecasts, right? In order to understand this proud man is going to be overthrown. He's going to be taken out, right? So regardless of what he thinks, what he says, and what he makes his boast of, right? The Lord is ultimately going to tear down his system, man. But we pray that lesson was edifying. Through the spirit and probably how about Shemal Shai. Look, man, don't take the charagma at the end of the day, right?
Yep.
You know what it is. It's the RFID microchip in whatever iteration it comes in, right? So you stay far from it, man. And pray for the endurance to keep fighting, man. So again, we pray that lesson was edifying through the spirit and probably how about Shemal Shai. We want to close by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kakudash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. And peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, pushing this world with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom, shalom. Kwame Yasharala and the Bible Ball, man.
Bible Ball.
Shalom.
Shalom.